Welcome to Wizards Outlook. Joined tonight by Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. And the Washington Wizards, you guys see the bottom screen. They handled the Oklahoma City Thunder 119 to 107. They're in the midst of a solid little win streak here. But who went first last week?
Go ahead, man. You go ahead.
All right, we'll let you kick it off. Your initial thoughts on tonight's win.
As crazy as this might sound, to be perfectly honest, I was a little afraid coming into this game because you never know with these guys, man. They tend to play down to their level of competition, and just it's a crapshoot sometimes with them. And they start off the first quarter fairly strong, but as the game progressed, things just got a little dicey. And they was letting these guys hang around for too long. And I mean, of course, this is not the best version of OKC's roster, to put it politely, but they still NBA players. So, if you feel the team is that inferior, then you come out and handle business and put them out their misery. And the young guys fought, and it took the Wizards a while, almost to the end of the game, to really put it away. But they got the win, man. Rustin had the best shooting night, but he did the other things well. Bradley Beal, he ended the game with 30, I believe. Gafford came in and gave his normal burst off the bench. So I mean, just glad they were able to eventually handle business. This would have been devastating to lose a game like this, when they're in the midst of trying to grab one of these play-in spots. And with, Chicago doing what they're doing without Levine, the pressure's on. So it's imperative that, you don't drop a game like this, especially with what you got coming in here on Wednesday. That dude's on the heater like has rarely been seen. So that's going to be hell to deal with. But glad they eventually put it away. You just want to see them come out and keep up their intensity, stay disciplined. This is one of those games where you feel like it's the potential where they just go ahead and look ahead and chalk this one off as a win. But they're not in a position to do that. They got to come out and get things done. So, all in all, just glad they got the win.
I just felt like they did what they should have did. They handled business. They got the win by any means necessary. Was the most impressive win, though. Sure, we would have loved to see them just stomp OKC, game be over in the third quarter, and the starters get some rest, and the reserves, take it from there. But the Wizards had patches in this game where they played to their competition. They just saw a bunch of G League guys, a bunch of young guys trying to make their mark, and they ain't take them too serious. And they played down to it, and that's when OKC, jumped on them. I felt like the bench play was, outstanding for the Wizards, especially Bertans going 6 of 12. That's what the contract was for him to shoot like that all the time. Obviously Lopez, the jump hook monster continues, man. It is what it is. Can't nobody guard him. Like, he drawing doubles and everything. Like, I predicted a few games ago, like, he gonna start drawing doubles if you keep this up, and he is, and it's crazy. So, Gafford, I mean, what could you say? He's probably the move of the outside the big names. He's probably the move of the trade deadline. Getting him. Because he's been pivotal ever since he's been healthy with the Wizards. They won games. I only think they probably lost like 2 games since he's came on board. What? 1? Okay, even better. So that's the impact that they've been missing and all that. So and then you got to look at it. What is it? 55 points off the bench for the Wizards, and you get their production. That's big. They can rumble with anybody, especially considering that Denny's still struggling. Then he didn't struggle, but he's not getting a lot of shot attempts. Obviously, Bill doing what he's supposed to do. 30 ball. That's what he's averaging. Keep that consistent. Russ had the typical triple double. He didn't shoot well, and then you guys are gonna cry about this in the comments later, but who cares? 8 turnovers. He had 8 of the Wizards 12 turnovers. This what we, got to clean that up, man. It's too late in the season for that, man. It is what it is. You about to deal with some monsters, especially one that's on. I mean, he and John Wick mode coming in on Wednesday. So you can turn the ball over against them if you want. The game will be over by halftime, all from him alone. So, it is what it is, man. But all in all, it was impressive. Not impressive. They did what they had to do. The free throw shooting. That the up and down with that, they gotta get that under control, because the way they're driving into the paint, scoring, pretty much averaging between 50 and 60 points a night, in the paint. You getting fouled, you get into the line, those easy points. Plus, they had too good of shooters to be shooting 58% as a team. Like, that just, that is gonna be soon. It's gonna be hacker wizard. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna keep shooting like that, so we can win this game, they gotta clean that up, but. They did what they had to do, and we're gonna really see what it is on Wednesday. See how far they've came, how far they come, because the Warriors are coming off an impressive win in Philly tonight. Steph went off. Wiggins played well, and those guys gonna come in here hungry. They fighting for a playoff seeding too, so they not about to come in here half stepping. And the Wizards, they got to find a way to keep winning, because Chicago won. So they tied with Chicago for, I believe, the 9th and 10th spots and playoff spots, and Toronto right on them, and then the Cavs behind them. So one loss and you could be completely out of it like that. So they have to keep on. They have to keep winning. This is the name of the game. And Wilson, I believe you said this the other night. They in the teens as far as games left. There's no margin for error. All those games that they lost that they shouldn't have lost at the beginning of the season, that's put them in this position. So they really can't afford L's right now, because they'd be up out of there and be at the crib like us watching the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the saddest part about it, right? Is you see where they are right now. Trajectory is clearly up, but if you mismanage this opportunity here, you end up almost in purgatory, because you kind of played yourself outside of possibly the really good picks, the top 5, and you're just in that middle spot. And if this drags on to the end, where it comes down to like maybe you miss by half a game, because you're that close, that's a tough spot to be in. But again, they get to control their fate. That's the most important part about that. Despite the stumble at the beginning, it's up to them. And the stumble at the beginning, that was also their own fault. So, you know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. Despite all that, you have an opportunity. Like you guys said, it's nothing impressive about tonight. What is important is you won the game. Like that was the mission. You did it. You definitely didn't get any style points in this one. No style points given. You almost built a 20-point lead. It got so bad I had to learn how to spell my man Pukusevsky's name. because for a while I just let it rock. I had to go learn how to spell Mayuk's name, because he had a couple, their young guys had a couple stretches where, you turn the ball over. And this is the thing, like Ray said all the time with young teams. You end up in them situations, they don't know any better, man. They just kept playing. They just kept taking the threes, and for a little while, guess what? The same shots that they missed to let you go up 17, they started raining threes. Jerome was hitting them. I think Maladon had a couple, but again, Svi had some. Alex, I'm not gonna mess with your last name again, but they started falling for a bit and they were in trouble. Baisley had some flashes. And again, like Cardell said, y'all feel how you're gonna feel about it, but this is one of those games where, especially when you have a tendency to play down on teams like this, a good team, you put this away, you get some rest, you keep it moving. And this is why, they're at where they are who they are right now. You had an opportunity to do that. And instead, you go into the half where was it the third quarter where a bucket was waved off? It could have been down 7 going into the 4th instead of 9. But they said that the bucket didn't count. Like, it was just closer than it needed to be. Folks played minutes that they should have had to play tonight. That said, you get a day off. You got a man on fire coming in here on Wednesday. And like, to me, and I know we'll talk about this after Wednesday's game. Like, the big thing to me is we know what, we already know what that is, right? And, Golden State's kind of had that issue at times, where in Washington's had that issue, is where are the others going to make enough shots in that one? And, it'll be fun to see. But I know we got some interesting comments to get to. But if y'all have anything else about this specific game, let me
Man,
know.
look, I'm not worried about the Warriors making shots, man. The Wizards need to make some shots, man. Steph can make enough for them to win. That's all that matters. And now people are just starting to realize that Andrew Wiggins can play basketball for some reason. I don't know.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
they need to stop going with the soap opera BS or whatnot. He's a career 20-a-game scorer, and he averaging 18 with the Warriors, and is actually chilling. He's not being overly aggressive because of what this dude is doing. That what AI say, that light-skinned assassin. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, he's a serial killer. So, and we ain't look. They can come in here with that mentality, like, yo, I don't know if they can score enough. Okay, play defense like that. See what happens.
All right, so just real quick, just throwing out this little itty bitty numbers thing because folks love numbers. This is what's walking into this building. 55, 50, 91 of the shooting splits in the last 10 games.
Oh, I know. I'm watching every one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
55, 50, 91.
It's ugly.
No,
you saw the tweet. You saw the tweet I sent y'all. Talking about Steph Curry mom going off.
My man beat the Sixers and probably going to get in trouble because of what he did to his little brother. Like,
exactly.
It's bad, man. But I think someone else has a clip, something from last week. He made more threes than like 4 or 5 NBA teams last week in the week.
You're
like,
right.
Again, I'm not being extra. Like, this is absurd.
And
All time, go ahead.
And all time, I think they showed a graphic. He got 21 games of 10 made 3-pointers in his career. I think the next dude got like 7, and it goes on down from there. Everybody in single digits, and it's counting.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You said it's counting. Like,
they're the greatest shooter of all time. Like, it ain't half court. You got to guard them, and the Wizards struggle guarding regular. So that's a whole different animal. So yeah. And honestly, with Steph and with Wiggins, obviously what they're doing, the Draymond effect, because Denny has not been up to par. Rui, I don't know if Rui's gonna play. Draymond can be disruptive. He can mess around, disrupt that whole game, especially defensively, whatever. Like, love Denny, but he ain't dealt with somebody like a cerebral type defender like Draymond that could literally guard all 5 positions. It's different than when you throw Wiggins and Uber, what they can do. And their bench is not sweet. You got Poole and all those guys that can score. You know what I mean? So it looks like they haven't been able to make the normal amount of shots because they've been playing the great teams lately, the heavy hitters lately, you know what I'm saying, and getting their fair share of wins. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. We're going to see, like I said, it's a good test to see just how far the Wizards have come. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just they winning now because they playing a bunch of teams that either like them or lower, and they just have better personnel, more experienced players in the backcourt than we take it over, or have they really made a little jump where they really improved and stuff like that, and they can start winning games and really are seriously trying to make a playoff push, and we got to take them more serious. We will see Wednesday.
We definitely will. My bad graphic popped up of that 49 from tonight. All right, we're going to get into these comments real quick. All right, we'll start off with this one from Idan. Denny doesn't get any passes. I can't see he has ups and downs. If he got the ball this game and missed a lot of shots, then okay. But you can expect points from a guy that doesn't get any passes. Same goes for Bonga and Garrison and even Bertans. Yeah, I have at it.
Tonight, Denny had 11 shots. He made 3 of them. Went 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. Went 0 for 1 from the free throw line. He had 6 points. That's more than enough shots, especially with Rui out, especially with Bill, especially with Bertans back. Robin Lopez got it going in the post. He's been having it going for like the last 10 to 15 games. Daniel Gafford 6 for 6. I mean, he's getting the amount of shots he should get in his role as a rookie right now based on what he's shown. And he missed a lot of those shots. So when you miss a lot of shots, the ball is probably not going to find you too many more times because it's a game to win. That's the beautiful thing about this game. The game will reward production. And if you're not producing, you often get forgotten because we have to win this game. This game don't care about feelings. It's about who's producing. until he starts producing more, how can you expect him to get more shots and touches? See, this is where the fandom just makes y'all look crazy. I'm not, and like, come on now. You know, and you see Russ, he damn near getting 15 assists a game. So he's definitely passing the rock. He's passing this to somebody. If then he made more shots, he probably be averaging 20 plus assists. So, I mean, what you want them to do, man? Like, y'all gotta stop making excuses for the players y'all like, man. They gotta get it done. He's healthy. He's just a rookie. We keep saying be patient. You know, we not throwing him under the bus like he ain't got it or he's a bust or something like that. It's far from that. It's his first year. He's learning. But you can't put him in a superstar role when he hasn't even, you know, figured out how to be just a productive rookie right now. You know, as simple as that. At least offensively. Defensively, I see him making plays. I'm talking about offensively.
Right.
I mean, yeah, man, he's getting the opportunities that his play has warranted. And we've even seen at times when Russ, like, he'll give him chances and then he'll make a mistake and Russ will continue to go to him to try to build his confidence and you know, and keep him engaged. So I mean yeah, man, just cut the excuses out. I mean, he, like Adele said and has said almost every show, he's a rookie. It's not gonna happen overnight. We can't thrust him into a position that he's not ready for. So I mean, if you think it's bad now, then imagine if he had even more responsibility. So yeah, man, just give him some time. You know, it's his first time in the States, first time playing NBA basketball. He's 20 years old. It'll come. He's clearly talented. You just gotta wait and be patient and let things play out.
All right, moving on to the next one. Investing out the blue. I just hate how now that Curry shoots 50% and Durant, they judge everyone by that standard, but it's crazy and unfair.
I mean, this is my problem with today's fans and, you know, even players, just today in general. The standard is the standard. The standard ain't gonna lower for you. You got to elevate your game to that standard. Like, that's just what it is. Y'all gotta cut that out. Just because you can't reach it, you can't lower the bar, move goalposts to fit to make yourself look up to par when you know you're not, man. You know, yeah. If you shooting 50%, that's the standard for guard play. 50% from the field shooting, that's elite. Especially in games, especially if you that dude, when they throwing all types of defenses at you, you still gonna make half your shots. That's elite. If you hitting that from three, that's stupid. I don't know. I mean, look at it, man. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, some you might have to take a hard foul. Some we gotta mess you up because that's ridiculous. You embarrassing us now, and that pretty much what Steph has been doing. So, I mean, what you want us to do? Accept 32% from the field to be great? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you want, man? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Y'all gotta cut this out, man. It's just, you know, championships. It's the same stuff. Championships don't mean as much, you know, and all that. Yeah, it does, man. That's the difference. If you got two great players, the one great player who won, guess what? He's going to get the edge over the one who didn't because you dominate to win games, and when you win games, you're eyeing to win the championship. That's the name of the game. That's why you dominate. If it was going to be about numbers, we could just scrap all this team play and just make it a one-on-one game. The last man standing, hey, he's the best. It is what it is. But no, we're not going to lower the bar. Either up your game up to that standard or, you know, be quiet. It is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, man. Like it's a reason why Steph is who he is and KD is who he is. You know, this comes from people trying to put other guys in their class and trying to move the goalposts to make that argument valid. No, man. If they want to be mentioned with those guys, then they need to produce on the level those guys are producing on. It is what it is, man. It's a reason why Steph is considered the greatest shooter ever because of what he does on the court. You know, it's a reason why KD is considered one of the greatest scorers ever. You know, you can't downplay what he did to try to elevate somebody else. That's stupid. I mean, life don't work that way, man. Like,
Yeah.
if you in a job where you working off sales commission and somebody sell 100 more times than you, they gonna get a higher commission. That's how life works, man. Like, so you can't just cut it out. Like,
Life ain't fair.
exactly. It's not. Some people won't be better than you with things, and that's just is what it is, man. And you know, if Curry's setting the bar where he's setting it, if KD's setting the bar where he's setting it, either you reach it or you don't. And if you don't, then they're better. It's just plain and simple, man. So, I mean, I halfway understand what he's saying, but because, like, I think he's trying to say, if people are saying if you don't produce to the level of Steph and KD, then you're not good, which is far from the case, because it's a whole different level between good and what they do. But on the other hand, if you don't do what they do, don't mention a player with them, because that's what separates. So just leave everybody in their box, as Wilson likes to say.
Don't put me in this now.
leave them in their box. Don't put somebody in Steph's class that don't got no business being there, and we'll be fine. That's the thing. People try to people got a problem with greatness these days, man. Everybody can't be great, man. Everybody can't be great.
Yeah.
Steph is on a whole nother planet. Like, so don't try to reword things and do verbal gymnastics to put other people in his stratosphere, because I mean, they ain't just gonna look crazy.
Yeah, my only little 2 cents is, I don't know who you talking to that's doing that. Stop talking to them. I also know it's not us. And then too, like with the greatness thing, some things don't need to be put together, right? Like the way that Russ does what Russ does.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we even mentioning him with two of the greatest scorers, like the greatest shooter ever and one of the greatest scorers ever? We shouldn't that's not the conversation we throwing Russ in, right? Like why do that to Russ? What Russ does things, like the things that make Russ great are the things that make Russ great. But throwing them two names in there, one of them things don't fit, especially if we're talking about shooting. Leave that alone. Like, just leave that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a conversation that shouldn't even be had. Like, we're going to talk about elite scorers. This is not knocking Russell, but that's a separate, totally different conversation that he ain't got no business in. All right. So that's all that is. But
and that's not knocking Russ, because Russ could put the ball in the hole. He damn near averaged 30 his MVP year. Like, he can put the ball in the hole, man. But efficiency is what separates average scorers from good scorers to great elite scorers. Michael Jordan, to me, is the greatest scorer of all time. He has 10 straight scoring championships. Through all those, he shot 50% or better for the most part. He averaged like 32. Like, what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? It's consistent. I mean, and then he has the all-time highest average in regular season, postseason, and the finals. There's nothing else to discuss. He got it done every which way possible in a more physical time at every possible level you could do at the highest level. Like, you see what I'm saying? Okay. So just because a player today averaged 30 in the season, should we put them with Michael Jordan, or are you going to say that's unfair? You feel what I'm saying? Nah, we should not put them with Michael Jordan until they show some consistency. When they get up about 8 years of doing that Saints level of production, maybe we can start having that conversation. But 1 or 2 years ain't that. The same applies to this situation. With the efficiency of a KD and Steph Curry, those are 50, 40, 90 dudes. And they ain't but like a handful of those in the history of the game. Matter of fact, I scratch that. It ain't about a handful of them in the NBA and WNBA. In the history of the game, since this game became professional in the 40s. There's a reason for that. That's elite. Just respect it. That's all you should do.
Yeah, just like, what's it called? The year Russ won MVP. He shot like 42. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, putting things in perspective. at the same time, that like the equivalent of what you're talking about would be me saying, hey, his MVP doesn't matter because he shot 42% and throwing away the fact that he had a freaking triple double and led that team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and appreciate players for what they do, because like what we say, Russ can't do what Steph do, Steph can't do what Russ do.
Facts.
But that's what makes the game beautiful. Put them on the court together, give them some players, and let's see whose style, the way they play the game. Let's see who's better, and that's what clears it up. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go back to the '80s. Magic and Bird ran that decade. They're very similar, but they still had different strength. Bird was an all-time great shooter. Magic wasn't a great shooter, but he could score. Bird could pass, but he could pass. But Magic is the greatest passer of all time. They both could rebound. They both were great team defenders, leaders. You see what I'm saying? And when they played, it was beautiful because they mirrored each other, but they still had their different, strengths or whatever. And then it just came down to which team executed better. That's why those were some knockout, drag-out series. They went 7 games up damn near all the time. That's all it is. So stop expecting other players to be other players, man. Every player is different.
And appreciate them individually for their greatness, because there are things that Russ doesn't make Russ so great. And again, sometimes when you and I say this to my wife all the time because I think she makes some of the worst comparisons ever. Sometimes when you put things together that have no business together, you end up down this place because it just don't make sense. And then you got people getting mad at one of the things that you compare something to, and then it's not fair to that person because that person ain't asked to be put next to that. like Ray said, like you took Russ out his own little box chilling. It was like, hey, let's get 5 boxes, come over here to mess with some of the most efficient scorers ever. Why do that to that man? Let that man live.
Look, we old enough to have grown up in the 90s. When Jordan finally turned the corner, started winning championships, they compared every 6'6" wing that could jump to this dude.
Boy.
Harold Miner. Was always the next Jordan. Harold Miner, Brian Hill, Jerry Stackhouse. And then come to find out Kobe the only one that you can even, all right, let's have a little conversation about it. But it took him a minute to get going. People forget he rode the bench his first couple of years and stuff, trying to figure things out coming out of high school. What we came to realize is there's only one Jordan. So appreciate what he did and let that be what it is. It's as simple as that.
And just enjoy this with Russ, man. Like, enjoy this. Like, what's about to be the 3rd season with a triple-double? Enjoy it. And just let it be. This is the second one, investing out the blue. This is the Russ I always dreamed he would be. He has his confidence back. That's what has changed. Clowns always compare his shooting to Curry. You got to stop talking to who you talk to. Lord, this is not healthy. Whoever that is, stop talking to him about basketball for a little bit. But no one shoots like Curry, so it's crazy. Westbrook shoots a higher field goal percentage than Kobe for his career. And again, literally, because it's no point to have the same conversation twice.
Look at him. One, no, he does not shoot a higher field goal percentage than Kobe. Kobe's 44, I believe Russ is 43, and obviously Kobe's a better 3-point shooter. And I think Kobe shot 83% from the free throw line for his career. Russ is at 79% for his career, and this season he's shooting 62%. I don't know what's going on this year, but he's 43, 30, and 79. Kobe is 44% from the field for his career, 32% from 3, 83% from the free throw line. No, he's not a more efficient scorer, and we all know Kobe loved to shoot. So he had some games where it was just like, dog, pass the rock, dog. You know what I'm saying? So no, you can't even go by that. That was, and then if you want to jump, look, advice for y'all: if y'all gonna jump out there in this social media age, do some research first, so you won't be that off. Like shut out, because you try and use Kobe to justify the field goal percentage. Like, again, let Russ be Russ, man. Let him do what he do, affect the game in all aspects or whatever, compete, provide a competitive nature that too many NBA players are lacking. That he just, for him, it's always on. He don't flip the switch for nothing. He don't turn that off, which is what I love most about him. So appreciate him for what he is, man. But nah, man, anybody comparing Russ, I don't know who's comparing Russ shooting to Curry, because that's not even something you should compare. No disrespect. Now we compare Steph with the Ray Allens and the Birds, the Jerry West, like knockdown shooters. You gotta even his own teammate Clay, KD, Mark Price, Peja Stojakovic, Dirk Nowitzki, dudes that can shoot the ball, man. Like Allen Houston that don't get mentioned enough. Reggie Miller, people that can knock shots down from everywhere. You got to stay with them, man. Chris Mullin, I can give you names for days. Dale Ellis, I can give you names. Great shooter. Sam Jones, going all the way back to the 60s. Sam Jones, dudes that don't miss. All right. We not putting Russ in that category, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where you get your information from. I don't know where this coming from. Please disclose this when you see this. So I need to know so I can know not to ever watch or listen to them. So give us that information, please.
Like again, it's just why set that man Russ up like that, bro? We talking about some of the folks with the greatest clips of all time. To somebody who's never been known as a shooter. Like, so again, why do that to him? He'll never be that. He was never gonna be that. Like, he found out quick who he was and how he went about his business and what made him, right? And that's cool. And staying within the realm of who he is as a player, yeah, you want him to be more efficient. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's not an alternate. You can go across infinite realities. He not getting put in no elite shooter conversation. So this shouldn't even be discussed as it pertains to shooting. That is not fair to that man. Leave him alone. Like if anything, go talk about some of the greatest rebounding guards of all time. That's a great thing to talk about as it pertains to him. Like, but the shooting thing, man, leave that alone. That's not fair to that man. Like, if anything, you almost disparaging him at that point. Like, you putting him in a thing that he couldn't possibly win. Like, it's just not right. Did y'all have anything else though? I said that man Russ up for failure. All the wonderful positives that he brings to the table, and that's the thing y'all won't go talk about. With the dude who's literally walking around on fire. That's not like, bro.
And just to put things in perspective, I watched the end of the Warriors-Sixers game. So game was on the line. I forgot what the score was. It was close or tied or something like that. So Steph got the ball. George Hill's up on him. So Steph starts to drive. And he's driving to see where the doubles come from. So Embiid saw coming after him to try to swallow him up. So he crosses back over from where Embiid is coming. And he does a step back on George Hill. George Hill creates space. He creates space on George Hill. George Hill gets rocked back so much he gets in the way of Embiid. And that was the dagger three. They got him like 48 or whatever he got, whatnot. And then of course Steph do a celebration where he yelling at the stand. I mean, Embiid ain't even had time to even get out there though. To try to contest. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, do y'all see how this man warm up? And we've had the pleasure of covering the games where we saw him in the arena and warming up. He's literally doing 1-2 dribble pull-up drills from the logo, from half court. You see what I'm? Do you understand? And this not a shot at Russ. I know Dame finished that run off in OKC, but who got the clock ticking? That was Steph. When he hit that damn dagger three and KD in them last year, and he started crip walking on them and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what got it clicking. That's when the time was all right. Russ coming to the arena with with my man Mozart jersey on. Like, yeah, I'm the dude. I'm shutting all that down. Okay, they got up 3-1 stuff, and Steph walked him down, hit that dagger. It's a wrap. Next thing you know, KD all that gone. He by himself. Come on, man. Like, I'm trying to just be real about results. I love Russ, MVP and all that, but Steph knocking on the door of Magic, trying to get to become the greatest point guard of all time. He's knocking on that door. Russ ain't at that door. It's levels. So y'all gotta chill with that, man. Like I said, let me know who you're getting this from, so I can know if I see anything on them to block them, so I don't have to even worry about it, because I don't want to hear or see anything they have to say. Do me that favor.
My man's been out here waking up in the morning to boxing ones. Conversations just be left alone. Just leave it alone. You got folks legit at that level, like, forget the other four. Just get him to stop.
Bro, Steph got people at all levels shooting threes. He's changed the game. Look how the whole league changed to do what he tried to do what he do. And they can't do what he do. That's why they trash that's why they trash right now. They got dudes shooting like double-digit three-pointers and can't he make layups consistently. What sense does that make? Lord knows I ain't even about to get to college. Well, college different. They still structured. I'm not even about to get to like AAU and stuff. The stuff I done seen, man. Like, high school. Oh Lord Jesus, we not even going there. That shit make you want to just walk out the gym. Like, oh, I can't believe this shit. But the game has evolved so much. Evolved to what? Like, you understand? His pops had a clip. His brother has a clip.
Right.
He comes from a family of shooters, dog. He just took it to a whole nother level. And this ain't new because he's been doing this since college. He put Davidson on the map. Like, we didn't even know what that was till he got there. So, come on, man. He's one of the all-time greats for a reason. Respect that, man. But I don't know who's comparing it, but we need to share.
Just let that comparison die somewhere. Please leave it alone. Don't bring it up again. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy Russell for what Russell is, man. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a very safe place. Let that man live. Y'all have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow night for the Focus TV, and then we'll see you Wednesday night for Wizards Outlook. As always, Cardell, Ray, and myself. It's been Wizards Outlook.